Alright, we're back. And this time my headphones are working. So, let's see here. If I can... Yeah. Alright, now, if I recall, we still had a couple houses to see. Maybe the Temple of Aothos. Aothos.
Sure.
Yeah. What are these guys talking about? Oh. You see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf. Hey, like me.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
Hey, what's going on? Mocking us even while he shelters in our village. Just goes to show you what these fancy Ader manners are worth. We don't take to that kind of treatment. Not from foreigners, and especially not from Adirans. Adirans.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
Huh, I don't even know what that is.
I'll cut that barrel-looking tongue out of your head.
Alright. Calm down.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
I feel like going back inside and drinking is probably best. But this is unnecessary. Wouldn't you rather be inside drinking than out here arguing? Charity? Sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. Oh, looks like we're doing this. That's alright. Well, let's do it then. Damn.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors.
Yeah.
Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
You're welcome.
Courtesy is a rare
I
pleasure in
guess.
these parts. Though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I. I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvusser, at your service.
Now, why don't you tell me about yourself?
Well, I'm a wizard by training,
Oh.
and an adventurer by necessity.
Yeah.
I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land.
Alright.
And how exactly did you come to be here?
Well, you know, I had some friends, and...
In Gwithan Ruins? Well, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
Well, several hooded figures operating a strange machine.
You do manage to find yourself in rather interesting predicaments.
I do, much like this one, where we just killed a bunch of people who look like they were straight out of Path of Exile. Let's see, what are you doing in Gilded Vale?
An excellent question.
I think so.
I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
Yeah, somewhat familiar. Well, like you said, I've been sort of experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on souls. I don't really know what that means, but... yeah, what the hell?
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
Ah, yes, that gnarled tree that everybody was so fond of referencing at the beginning. I expect that such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. How did you come across these three
I'm afraid
Chumps.
that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
Yeah. You did tell that one man to go fuck his sister. Oh, really? Let's see. Let's try to be a little bit more classy about it. You did make a rather lewd suggestion regarding one of the aggressors and his own sister. That. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. For just a moment, he looks as if he's about to say something. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, biting his lips so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. You know, you don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
That's true. Like right here. This is pretty strange.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
You know what? So do I. Let's go then.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
Right. Nice. Hey, I'm kind of sickly, so...
I shall be discreet.
Yeah, let's just... I'm just going to take all of this simple clothing and... Hey, Elabelle. Well, let's just leave these naked people on the ground here. This is probably best. Hello to whoever has just joined me. Let's see here. Do I want to go in there? I should quick save. Because it's quick and I need to... You're right. That's silly. Alright. Floorboards are sticky with spills that no one has bothered to clean. Well, it is an inn, after all. And... some kind of brown slop is congealing in these dishes. It smells burnt.
Nice and quiet.
That's unfortunate. None too sneaky right now. Alright, so let's talk to Pasca. Yeah, let's talk to Pasca.
Hale and well met.
Welcome to the Black Hound Inn. Hey! You're welcome and thank you. Please sit where you like. Would you like a drink or a room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of a good meal today. Unless you're fond of cold porridge. Boy, we could get a room. We could ask for some reliable help. See what she's got to sell. Let's learn more about the Black Hound. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We get a lot of new faces in here, too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. I used to work the tables, actually, until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him, even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound. It's still sitting upstairs pining after him, poor old girl. You know, I'd like to get that hound as maybe my pet. She can follow me around. Place ended up in my hands somehow. Huh, my very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. Alright, let's see. You only serve porridge? I don't want to be that. Alright, I could use some reliable help. Oh, well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone on, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. Oh, a level 1 adventurer. That's... I don't think that's gonna cut it. Let's see. Available rooms. Inns allow characters to rest without using camping supplies. Cheap rooms are usually available, but if you have copper to spend, you may consider the more expensive options. The bonuses they provide last for a long time and affect the entire party. Okay. So, I don't have very much money, so I'm going to go with the common room. Let's just rest here. Oh. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Man, it's all about that tree. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly, her head snaps up, and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. All right. Picked up some experience. That's nice. And, all right, we've looked at some stuff. Let's go in here and see. Lots of villagers. Oh, these are those guys that we may need to... Why is the sound cutting out? All right, quick save. Yeah, that's weird. The sound keeps cutting out. Alright, well. Yeah, we already learned about that. So let's come down here.
Hale and well met.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Careful, he looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. Smells like it too. I saw you outside of the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's king of the town on account of he's got the mill to his name. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off their crops. That's what it's fucking about. Now shove off. You know... What if... I don't really want to buy them all around. What are you doing in here then? Trumbull says you've been threatening his family. Oh, I bet he has. All nobility, that Trumbull. Two big, strong kids. Purest soul in all of Gilded Vale. Cowards sending out messengers to handle his business. Well, you can go and tell him we haven't had a solid meal in days on account of him. And we can't afford a good drink on account of him. But we won't be bullied by some foreigner on account of him. There's a lot of on account of hims. What if I buy you all around? And that's that. What about that? I kind of want to kill them all, but... Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, and might be I'll feel up to trading words. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess... Hey, what do you mean you don't have much time? I want to order. I need drink. Alright.
Gods keep you.
Room's open, never too early for a drink. I'd like to buy around for the fine fellows over there. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swainer from the inn entirely. Until then, it's 6 copper pieces for the lot. Man, I need to up my resolve. Can't we skip the payment? It's for a good cause. Oh, all right. I know you're one to speak true. Suppose it's only fair. What with them harvesting the grain and all. Here you are, then. Wait a minute. I thought it was going to be free. Alright.
Hello.
Hey, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be happy for a mug of the Black Hound's shit beer. Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against a wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. Maybe you could tell me more about what's going on. It's like I said, the miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folks like Alfra pay half what we do. And maybe we've been a bit rough with him. But what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying. We're going to starve. And do you think Trumbull's going to be sorry about it when we do? Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against a wall. Maybe you could ask for some of the other villagers for help. You're right. Things go on like they are. We're just going to end up hanging from that tree out there. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pasca needs a hand around the inn? You know what? I think she might. But, in the meantime, well, let's ask her. Let's save our... Hey, that... Oh, maybe it's nighttime outside.
Good day to you.
Yeah, hey, let me see what you've got for sale. A little short on goods. Yeah, I guess that's true, boy. Only giving up 5 copper pieces, huh? Look at all that stuff. Alright. Okay. Alright, well, I don't think we're going to be able to buy much here, but look at me being well rested and full health and everything. I feel like a whole new elf. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Alright, well, let's see where this stuff... Jesus. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack, one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can in the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading out on high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Man, I bet this guy, Strom Brightblade, also has a weird soul. Yep. Surprising no one. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking toward the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is sudden, explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a nocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses this last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. All right, so I guess I can zoom in and see myself a little bit better, but... Oh, hey. Looks like I leveled up again. Okay, got another 6 points. And... athletics and mechanics... I kind of want more survival. Second wind. Conversations and scripted interactions. Athletics is used for physical feats like climbing, swimming, and jumping. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I should continue to level up. Oh well. Okay. So I don't have any remaining, so I guess okay, so that's what that's there for. That's good. And then move around effectively. I can hobble them. Ranged. Break engagement and expertly avoid the next attack, diving out of range to a specific location and granting a temporary defense bonus. Plus 10% of hits converted to crits. That's nice. Wait. Oh, I do get to choose one. Okay. So crits or... yeah. I sort of feel like passive skills at the moment might be good. Yeah. Okay. Done. Okay, let's see here. Let's save our game. This is number 10. And... yeah. Roaches scatter and flee under the crates. Oh, these guys have names, so they're probably important. And they've all got these souls. All right, we'll get through these souls, and then I think that's it for the night. Yep, it is my bedtime. You see a man soar through the air, hitting a nearby wall with a nauseating crunch. He doesn't get up. His attacker, a burly, clean-cut warrior with a carnivorous grin, turns and shoves his fist into the stomach of another assailant, removing another from an impromptu brawl. The bar is a whirlwind of elbows, knees, fists, and feet, with no end in sight, and he is in his element. In the corner, 3 smaller men speak quietly, throwing malicious glances at the larger man in the center. He breaks a chair over a tattooed head, cackling. The trio position themselves in 3 parts of the room, and with a terse nod, they charge. Unfortunately for them, the man sees them coming. Something in his eyes burns brightly, and all 3 slump to the ground in an agony that's all in their minds. The burly man bows to a room of the unconscious and incapacitated before sauntering out, off-key whistle trailing behind him. Yeah. This is for Shane Shakes Mulrian. You see an emaciated boy in chains, black holes for eyes, staring sightlessly at a wall. A man in a dark coat walks in, a scroll and an oddly shaped quill in his hand. The boy glances at him, expressionless, a corpse waiting for animation. The man clucks at him, disapproval clear in his tone. The boy stands, limbs hanging. The man takes the quill and begins to write on the boy's chest, copying sharp, angular symbols from the scroll. The child doesn't flinch as the quill digs into his skin, drawing blood as it goes. The wizard finishes with a flourish and barks some arcane command, setting the symbols to glow dully. The boy cries out, knees hitting the stone floor, his chest burning black and red. Finally, the glow disappears, leaving only hard black scars etched into his skin. He slumps sideways, twitching, eyes facing the back of his skull. I thought he had black holes for eyes. The wizard grunts, kicking him on the leg on his way out. The boy lies on the floor until dawn, eyes still black like holes, the twitches growing out into convulsive shakes. Okay. And lastly, let's see what Sila Amen has to say for themselves. You see a long, empty road cutting through 2 large crop fields. The air is silent and the land seems too still for early afternoon. This woman walks slowly on the road, leading a horse, curiously looking around. She seems to sense something wrong, but is unable to discern what it is. She stops, sniffing at the air, her nose high. Her brow crinkles as she casts about, looking for something. The air is clear, no clouds. She sniffs again, still looking around, confusion clouding her face, mouthing a single word. Fire? She looks out across the fields, her confusion turning to fear. She holds her hand up to block the sun from her eyes and scans the fields again. Not finding what she was looking for, she jumps onto her horse's back, the fear quickly becoming panic. She kicks, sending the horse shooting down the path, which bends around some trees to where the farmhouse should be. She pulls up short, horror now in residence on her face as she stares at the burned and charred mess that used to be her family's home. Tears well in her eyes as she kicks again, racing to the rubble. Man, these people have lived some... The size of that bed. You could lie 2 people end to end on that thing.
I shall be discreet.
Yeah, alright. Let's get that quick save.
Consider it done. Give me a real challenge.
Boom. I'll take it. Okay, got a book. And let's see what else we can find out here. These bones are covered in tiny bite marks. Hey! This hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging slightly. Maybe I can pet the dog. Tail thumps happily against the floorboards. Hey, wait. I could use a good dog. Here, girl. A Black Hound is added to my inventory. That's not what I expected. But, okay. I'll take it. No food during combat. Okay.
Nice and quiet.
Who is this guy? Oh, he's just a villager. Let's see. Alright, we still need to go to the Temple of Aethos. And I think we're good to go. Wherever it is that we might go. So I'm going to send myself there and then save the game. And that'll be that.
Nice and quiet.
There's something you don't see every day.
Can we get away from the dude? So that, yeah, this guy with the weird pink face. Look at this. Got all kinds of things. sun rising over 3 stars. Okay. Alright, so first things first, we're going to save the game, and that's going to be that. So thank you all for watching. Appreciate you being here. And I'll catch you on the next video. So, yeah. I'm hopefully going to try to stream something tomorrow night. Hello, Cellcat11. Thanks for hopping on. You caught me right at the end. I'm about to hit the sack here. It's been a long day. Was out at where I'm about to move to a couple weeks, actually a week and a half from now. And spent like 2 hours there talking to an electrician about all kinds of random crap that's going to have to be done there. It's going to be very expensive, and that sucks. But that's life sometimes, right? So, came home, played some games, and decided to unwind. But all that said, I hope you have a good night. I'm going to crash, and maybe I'll catch you later. Feel free to check out some of what I've got going on YouTube. I've got the first few videos of this little sequence there, and you should check them out. Hopefully trying to start a whole story series thing. It might be cool. All right. Have a good night.